This is the Optima Ultimate Streetcar Series podcast, presented by the Ultimate Streetcar Association. Find us on the web at driveusca.com. Now, in the driver's seat for today's show is USCA co-founder Jimmy Day and your host, Rob Kibbe.
Welcome to the Optimal Ultimate Streetcar Series podcast, the show that gives you the inside scoop on the news, people, and events of the Optimal Ultimate Streetcar, the most friendly and professional grassroots motorsports organization in the world. I am your host, Rob Kibbe, here on video with our Ultimate Streetcar Association co-founder, Hollywood Jimmy Day. Jimmy, welcome to the new us.
I'm happy to be here. I don't know how this is going to go, doing video stuff. I mean, it was kind of my idea. You said you could do it. And so here we are. Yeah. And I'm excited about it, but I have to remember that we're on video because oftentimes I multitask when we're just doing audio. You know, can't pick your nose, you can't scratch your ear, any of that kind of stuff, because now we're on video and everybody's watching.
You can't play the Jewel games on the phone. Not that I
usually don't do that. I'm not a gamer on my phone, but I often look at my phone if I get a text or something while we're on audio. So
now they know. So for our longtime listeners, this is a video edition of the long-standing Ultimate Streetcar podcast, and really that doesn't change. We're simply adding video to the show that we've always brought you. So this is a series that will cover the Ultimate Streetcar Association events for all of 2026, like we always have. We'll have guests on. We'll cover events before and after. Mm-hmm. Jimmy will give you all the insights you like. Most of them will also appear on video here. There will be a few that I'll bet you end up not because of a logistical issue of one kind or another.
Sure.
But there's a lot of changes coming to Ultimate Streetcar for 2026 to enhance the experience of competitors and enthusiasts alike. And what that means is you're going to get a whole lot more content online than you ever have before, including this. So this is where we're going to start. So Jimmy, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year in 2026. Well, by the time this airs, it probably will be February. And we've been working on this for a long time, though, and I can't tell you how excited I am that we have an opportunity now to really take Ultimate Streetcar to the next level, right? So we're going to be focusing on so many different things throughout the year. You know, I think we started out well. We announced our schedule while we were at PRI, and we got a lot of great feedback from the schedule. We've got a couple of events that are sold out already. Especially the early ones, and that's really good news. But all of the different things that Ultimate Streetcar members and participants and just fans are going to see this year, I'm really excited about, and I think we can talk about a few of those today.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we're going to do here. The first show of the year is usually a little rundown of what's to come. For you audio listeners, and those of you that are getting this, you can still get it in audio on all the normal platforms. It's at driveusca.com. It's at Apple Podcasts. It is at all the normal places. The last show of 2025, we did a rules rundown. And that's for competitors where we go through the few minor changes for the next coming year. And that's been the case for the last few years. The rule tweaks have been fairly minor.
Yeah.
And I would say that's the case again for 2026. Our first event of the year is not until March, but we say that, and then the next second it's going to be March, and then the next thing you know, the year's over and SEMA just happened, and it happens to us every year. So here's the rundown for what's new in the series this year. Starting in February, we'll start getting you prepped up for events, which you're probably already prepping for now. So Jimmy, let's start from the online experience. It's hard to figure out what isn't different about Ultimate Streetcar this year, but let's start with TV and social media dedicated crew.
Yeah.
What is that?
So every event this year, we're going to have our own dedicated crew at the event, and that will consist of camera people, a producer, sound and audio people, and this is something that we haven't ever had the luxury of having in the past. We've had crews that were like the MAV TV crew, and I love Ryan King and Dave and his entire crew, they were like our own crew. They did it for so long. They were like our own crew. But we didn't drive the narrative. We didn't drive the content where it was going. We didn't drive the storyline. That was not ours to do. That was a joint effort on behalf of Optima and Mav TV. We were just the subject of what they were putting together. Now we have our own crew, and our own crew, we get to drive the narrative. We get to decide which drivers are going to be featured. We get to decide which segments are going to be featured. We get to decide the storyline. We get to decide the drama. We get to decide all of that stuff. And I'm really excited about that opportunity, because literally as things unfold during an event, we can change direction and say, we didn't think this was going to happen when we got here. We didn't know this was going to happen, but this is happening. We're going to change our storyline and go after this and capture that. We're not bound to whatever somebody else already decided. And we're going to capture everything with our camera people in both a vertical and a horizontal profile, so that we can use things for television, we can use things for social media. Certain things look better on social media platforms in a vertical orientation. Things look better on TV and YouTube in a horizontal orientation. So everything that we capture will be captured in both formats, so that we can pick and choose what content we want to use on what different platform.
Okay.
We also get to pick the networks, right? So instead of picking a network, in the past, we've always chosen, it was either going to be on Mav TV and we were always looking, the driver for us, or for Optima anyway, was always to get a show on one of the streaming platforms. They wanted it either on Netflix, Amazon Prime, or something like that. And so those platforms didn't allow that content to be on YouTube. If you put that content on YouTube, none of those networks would even talk to you about picking up your stuff. We're going the opposite direction. All of our stuff is going to be on YouTube. Every piece of content we have is going to be on YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel now. It's the Ultimate Streetcar Association YouTube channel. All of our content's going to go there, and that's going to be kind of the primary repository for everything that we have. And the reason we're doing that is because it's now. Everything we do at an event can go to the YouTube channel now. And it may not be in a 30-minute or 60-minute format like we'll send to a network, but it's going to be a series of 30-second, 1-minute, 2-minute, 5-minute pieces of content that we can put on YouTube that best fit what we are trying to do, whether it be to highlight a driver or highlight a segment of the event, whether it be to highlight results or to highlight sponsors.
During the season, during events, in the moment, no more way. And it's not on you, the competitor, now to just try to figure out how to do that yourself, where you can, how you can.
Correct. And that's one of the benefits I think that our participants are going to see. They're going to be able to have access to this content very quickly at the end of an event. And some of it will literally be during the event. We will be uploading content to the various social media platforms that we have. Primarily, we were leaning on Facebook. That was our primary content place and where we communicated with our drivers. Some of that's not going to change because Facebook has a pretty unique format with an ability to communicate different things, right? It's not necessarily just about content. If we have a change that we need to make, or if a rule comes up or a question needs to be answered, Facebook acts kind of like a forum where you can get some feedback and get some immediate traction with something going out. But we're not, so we'll still lean on Facebook for that. But what we're going to do now is we're going to have a YouTube channel. We've got an Instagram page. We've got a TikTok channel. I don't have TikTok. I have no idea what's on our TikTok channel, but we've got this really good group of young folks that are helping us on this TikTok channel that kind of know what resonates with a TikTok audience, right? So we've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok are going to be our primary channels where all of our content is going to live. And we're really excited about the expansion of being able to do this, because not only does it give us different avenues, it just gets us a lot of new eyeballs, right? So where we've been looking at, hundreds of thousands of eyeballs on our content, we're literally going to take that to millions. We're going to take it to millions. Yes, you heard that right. Millions of impressions for the Ultimate Streetcar series, our drivers, our sponsors, and our events are literally going to get out to so many automotive enthusiasts that didn't have access to that in the past, or simply didn't know where to find us. That was one of the biggest complaints we had. Where can I find you? I'm not on Facebook, or the stuff on Facebook is kind of limited. Where's your other stuff? Well, you could send them to the Optima Roku channel, and the Optima Roku channel will live on. And all of our previous content will live on the Optima Roku channel. But that's their stuff. They own that. Going forward, we own all the content. So it's going to be on all of the Ultimate Streetcar channels, and I think we're going to make it a lot easier for people to find.
It's also going to be on network TV.
Correct.
In addition, with a full produced, hosted show with yourself and Optima Jim McIlvaine.
That's correct. And so we will make a 30-minute episode for all of the season-long events. So every event will have its own produced 30-minute episode that will air on network TV in the top 10 marketplaces across the country. So the biggest question I always get is, what network will it be on? Well, it's going to be on various networks, and it's going to depend on where we can get the best airtime and the best number of eyeballs in each of those marketplaces. So for example, Chicago and Dallas would certainly fall into the top 10 marketplaces in the country. You may see it in Dallas on ABC. It might be on CBS Sports. It might be on Fox Sports. You may see it in Chicago on the CW. It's a primary network now. And so it may not always be on the same network in each of those marketplaces, but the top 10 viewer marketplaces in the country will get a produced network television episode of this series. Once that runs, then that episode then will go to our YouTube channel, and you'll be able to view the network show on our YouTube channel.
In the end, it all ends up on YouTube. Some of it starts on YouTube, some of it ends on YouTube, but it all is on YouTube.
So the produced network shows will be utilizing content that somebody may have already seen on YouTube. It won't be the whole show, but we may use a 30-second clip that we did of a driver that already appeared on YouTube. We may insert that into the produced network show. So the network show will be its own unique 30-minute show with commercials and everything else in it. But that content that we use to put that together very might likely have been seen already on YouTube or Instagram or...
Doesn't change for a competitor. So they're used to events, they're used to formats. Let's talk about the events themselves. How many events are there for 2026?
So there are 7 events for 2026 and a championship. So 8 total. So that's the same. That has not changed. The rule set did not change unless you're in the GTV, or I'm sorry, the GTC class. We changed rules pretty dramatically for the GTC class. We've taken a big swing to try and bring more GTC drivers out to our series. And we want to do that. And I'm telling everybody now, you heard it on this podcast, if you want to continue to have a GTC class, then y'all need to show up. And we took a big swing on aero to allow a bunch more aero so that the GTC cars can be more competitive and potentially finish in top 5, top 10, and certain drivers can maybe even win in a GTC car. But the rules are very similar to what they've been in the past. The point system is very similar. The schedules with our partners will look very similar.
The tracks, though, are with different partners, and there's a couple. So we have a new partnership with Race America. We have events with SRO North America. And then we have a couple all by ourselves that are almost giant car shows with food trucks. 2.
Yes. So in the past...
Let's talk about the Race America ones.
Okay.
What are those?
So Race America is the new name for what used to be the Speed Tour. They've changed that to Race America. So that is our former partner and continuing partner going forward. And we have 2 events on our schedule with Race America. So those will look very similar to what you saw for the last 3 years, because Race America has been our partner for the last 3 years, just under another name, which is Speed Tour. So we'll be there with the Trans Am cars, the Formula cars, the SVRA cars, all of those same series. We'll be running with those at both NOLA and Laguna Seca this year.
Okay.
The new partner is SRO North America. Some of you, and SRO North America is part of a much larger global group called SRO, which stands for Stefan Rattan Organization, or Stefan Raphael Organization. I can't remember Stefan's last name, but it starts with an R. But he runs a global organization that's FIA sanctioned that runs sports car racing all over the world. And so SRO North America, many people will know it as the former Pirelli World Challenge. Okay, so it's been SRO for a number of years, but if you're not familiar with SRO, they have a great sports car audience, they have great venues, and we're going to run 3 events with them. Our schedules will be very similar to what we do with our Race America partners, where we will have shared track time. We will have our own space to do our autocross and our peak performance challenge, and then we will share track time with them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, again, very similar to what we've done with our previous partners. We've got 2 events by ourselves, as you had mentioned, and that's going to start this March with our very first event at G2 Motorsports Park in Texas. Those schedules will look very similar to what some of our drivers would have seen in 2022, or those that run the Ultimate Streetcar Invitational, where we have our own track time, where we spend an entire day on the road course on Sunday, where we run multiple events together, but we have our own track time. So it typically we get a couple more hours of track time with those events. We're going to pair those events with a car show and some food trucks. We're gonna really do our best to try and get 1,000 spectators to come out and watch what we do and enjoy what we have going on. So we're gonna church up the regular Ultimate Streetcar schedule and bring in some other folks and get some eyeballs on the ground, in addition to all of our eyeballs that we get on social media and on television.
Chances are a lot of our enthusiasts have been to other events that are unique events. Maybe they have a drag race or a show and shine or an autocross, but they're a big car show with vendor things. This is sort of in that lane. It's more mass market, right?
A little bit, yeah, because what we want to do is we want to attract people from, a couple 100-mile radius of that venue to come out and spend their day with us. And as most people know, our format with the 5-segment events, with many of them going on simultaneously and the entire event happening over, really what is 2 days and a little bit of another. As a spectator, that's difficult. We admit that. It's difficult to know exactly what's going on with regard to results when you're at an Ultimate Streetcar event. You can watch a car, you can fall in love with a driver, but you really have no idea where that person is with regard to winning and losing, top 5, top 10, and neither do we. There's just no way to know that because there's so many things happening at once. But what we want to do is give people an opportunity to come out and enjoy their time there. And oftentimes a car show gives people a place to walk around and grasp onto something that they know and they see and they love and they like. And the racing, they love it. They love to see the cars on track, but then they're going to break away with their family or something else and go walk around the car show and have an opportunity to talk to the car show owners. We're going to have some food trucks there so that they can have a variety of choices rather than just, kind of, I call it trashy track food. By the way, I love trashy track food, but
who doesn't?
But I call it trashy track food. But give them a few more options, right? If you've got kids and a family, maybe mom doesn't like dirty nachos, right? She wants something else, and maybe from the coffee truck or something like that. And kids want chicken nuggets instead of whatever else you get at the track. So we're going to try and offer some choices and try and really elevate the on the ground experience And not only do that, but that gives us a chance to highlight our sponsors and our drivers to a different group of, or a different audience of people that can be there on the ground and maybe get some immediate feedback from them.
I have a request. I don't remember if you remember back in the day when we went to Shelby one night.
Mm-hmm.
Mac and cheese deep fried egg rolls.
Oh,
it's good for the soul.
It was really good, wasn't it? I do remember that. I had forgotten all about that until you just mentioned that right now. I'm like, oh, and now I'm salivating because that was really good.
I remember burning my lip, and then I got another one.
Yeah, because those egg rolls literally came right out of the deep fryer and went right onto your little tray there. And gosh, that was good.
That's good car event food because it's memorable, it's delicious. It's something you normally don't eat,
right?
Because it's not very good for you, but it's very good tasting,
right? Yeah. So that's our goal. And that's what we are. That is the intent with which we are going after this whole thing for the events that we're having by ourselves.
Let's talk about a new website. So this whole series is taking not a step up, but about 10 steps up in its approach to modernizing the look and feel and function for drivers. The only thing that doesn't change is the great racing.
Correct.
That stays.
Yeah.
But everything else, so that you can see yourself a little bit more, so your friends and family can see you more, so your sponsors can see you more, so you can be seen more.
Correct.
That's what you're getting here at really no additional expense. This is an all-in effort here.
Yeah.
The new website is something you can put your own content into too. What is that going to be?
Yeah. So this is something that we're pretty excited about, and not everybody does it. And our new website, first of all, will look and feel much different than the old website, which we did internally. And it was adequate is all it was. We didn't have a lot of reason to make it be more than adequate because it wasn't a repository. It wasn't a landing place. It was nothing more than an electronic brochure and a place to go register for an event, right? Well, now we're trying to elevate the entire experience as a participant and somebody who interacts with Ultimate Streetcar Association. And we now have a team of web designers who we are working with to revamp our entire website so it will look better, it will have more functionality. And one of the things that's going to be very unique about that is that we are going to have a place for all of our drivers, crew, and anyone that's at an event capturing content to be able to upload your content to our website. So it's going to be a place, it's going to be almost like a Ultimate Streetcar tube where you can upload your content and we will utilize that content. It may end up in one of our network shows. It may end up on our YouTube channel. It may end up in a Facebook reel or an Instagram story. I don't use Instagram much. I don't know what those are called, but whatever the short videos are.
It's a reel.
A reel. Yeah. Whatever the stuff is. And so your content could go from you up to an audience of literally millions of people. And that's a pretty unique feature of the website that we're very excited about. And we're also going to use our website to elevate our membership experience. The membership experience has been just lacking. I'm just going to say it's been lacking. It hasn't been anything that anyone would be proud of. But Carrie Strange, as our membership director, now has some people that is helping her to enhance our member experience. We're going to have now tiered levels of membership that go all the way from just your basic enthusiast that just wants to get information about Ultimate Streetcar, all the way up to a driver package. I think we're going to have 3 different tiers in our membership package. Each tier will have its own level of value, and you will receive swag and information and emails and newsletters and things like that. But we're really going to elevate the membership experience and make it worth your while to be a member of Ultimate Streetcar. And all that does is expands our audience. There's a lot of people out there that we know don't have a car, but want to feel part of the group. We have a lot of people who are building a car and they will be a driver, but they're not a driver yet. And we have our drivers that are participants, that are active participants in the group. So those are going to be kind of our 3 levels of membership that we have with the website.
I can tell you, so you know that my kid has a dream of racing pro, and would do all sorts of events. I've never even heard of this before, where the sanctioning body provides the social media, because at everywhere else, dude, you're just on your own. Like, you figured out, you got a social media guy. That's usually what sponsors ask. Like, you got a social media guy? You got somebody following you around, taking your picture and uploading it for you and making you look cool. Like, usually you got to say, no, I'm that person. So this is, it's very proactive. And for people that have been competing for a long time, I think they're going to be very pleasantly surprised. Like, holy crap.
Well, that's our objective.
Like I became president.
Yeah, this is our objective. And yes, we're essentially making our social media team available to everyone else that's capturing content. And you give it to us, we'll put it out there and promote it and make it go. But that benefits everybody, right? This is that whole, the rising tide floats all boats, right? And so if we can make your content better, it makes it better for the series. And as the series content gets better, it just makes it better for everybody. And that's what we're really after here is just elevating the entire experience across the board with Ultimate Streetcar Association.
One other thing doesn't change. As always, for I'm not sure how many years in counting, Forgeline continues to be the presenting sponsor for this podcast, and you've seen their logo somewhere.
I was going to say, is it?
Maybe
we're
going
to go like this, or it could be up here.
Not sure.
It might be over here, but we don't know yet where it's going to be. But it will be there.
It will be there, and chances are you have seen Forgeline, maybe last weekend.
I was going to say, I'll bet you saw last weekend on the podium, because they were on the podium a couple different times. Yeah.
All over the place. Forgeline puts the fun in functional. I will admit, I was introduced to Forgeline because I was just looking for cool, smoking, awesome wheels, and I needed to make my car look good. And it just so happened they were like a race car quality wheel. I now realize it's the opposite. They're a race car quality wheel that happens to look super cool.
Correct.
And they make both on purpose. But there's a reason that winners run on Forgeline. And quite frankly, we're lucky. And they're a sponsor we would choose if we got the option. And and thank God we got them.
Yep. Yeah.
I went to PRI and introduced my son to Forgeline in their booth. Got us a picture with the Ford GT that was sitting in there. I mean, that's the company you want to associate with. That's the ones that you want to roll on. And I don't know. We usually have a bet on over under at the Ultimate Streetcar Invitational, how many it'll be. You usually win because it's always over what either one of us guess. But
right, yeah. I always take the over.
Yeah, that's the safe bet. I don't know
I just want to make sure you get a chance to drink beer.
Well, I did.
Yes.
So I did. Okay, I think that's about it for our preview show. Again, this is really to prepare you for what's coming. You're going to start seeing changes online quite soon. We do, Jimmy, need to start previewing, though. I mean, our first event is at G2, and it's March 13 through 15. And I think we need to get to that probably in February and start giving people the rundown.
Yeah.
Just like we always do, they should be prepared for what to do. The rundowns, for those of you who are new listeners and or viewers, are for people that have never been to an event before, or maybe have only done one before. And I will tell you, the first event of the season is always a little unique because everybody has to do some safety check stuff.
Everybody does the fire drill. First event of the year, everybody does. So
you have to
takes a little longer. First event.
You got to do it once. You got to do it once in the season, no matter where you start. You got to do it. And then you'll go through the basics. There's always a couple of things you'll forget, like, oh yeah, I got to get my transponder over here. And there's flow things, but once you've done it. You kind of never forget it. Again, if you're a new competitor as well, you're going to make some of the best friends of your life. There are friends that get together for Christmas because of this series.
There are friends that go
live
on
in the same
cruises
states
together. For a week at a time, they go on a cruise together because of this series. Yeah.
It becomes a little family. It's not like any other race series you've been a part of before. because there's genuine camaraderie. It is hard to explain. You won't believe it till you see it. It's just how it is. And you probably can't duplicate it anywhere else. So this is going to be another fun year. And like they all go, it'll be over before we know it.
Yeah, we're already talking about February, and it was just New Year's not very long ago.
Yeah, I still have my Christmas lights up outside. Blazing too. So
that's all right. Tennessee, many of them are still up and they stay up.
Well, that's different. That's a porch light thing. So.
That's right.
All right, Jimmy, anything else before we go? First kickoff show of the year here.
Just want to thank everybody for listening in and appreciate you being, kind of members of the organization, attached to our organization. If you're hearing this podcast, thank you for taking an interest in what we do. We're really looking forward to the 2026 season, and we're going to just work our butts off to continue to get better and better for you.
Again, find the show anywhere you like. If you prefer the audio one, fine. If you prefer to watch it on YouTube or listen to it on YouTube, as a lot of people do now, it's on the Ultimate Streetcar Association YouTube channel page. You can always send us an email with feedback or questions. I'm Robert at themusclecarplace.com. Jimmy, what do you prefer?
Jimmy, Jimi, at driveusca.com.
All right, Jimmy. Thanks as always, everybody. See you next month. Bye-bye.